What's up, champs? We will tell you a little bit more about what is the difference between soccer in Canada, US, and also in Europe. Today is a specific day for me because Saturday and Sunday usually in Vancouver in Canada it's very busy, so we have so many players on Saturday, both days, Saturday, Sunday. But here in Texas it's a little bit different because most of the kids, they have a lot of games, a lot of tournaments during the weekend. So for us, it's a little bit harder to put the groups together. So we train mostly from Monday till Friday. We don't have a training, so we will go to see some tournaments. We'll go see and check on our kids.
Česky můžeš česky.
A dáš tam česky, dáš tam substation česky.
My bad.
So now we are off to one tournament.
Veterans Cup.
Veterans Cup? Oh,
Today's
Veterans Cup.
Veterans Day.
Who's playing, Sasha?
Dallas Hornets boys 2013, what we train. FC Dallas girls 2014. And Tiki!
One of our boy Tiki. Well, he was actually one of the first players, I think, to make fourth player here in academy when we started in February. Since then, he's with us. So you obviously experienced training in Prague, you experienced training in Vancouver, in Canada, and you're also now experiencing weekend here in Dallas. So what is the main difference?
If I can compare the States and Canada and Europe, of course the main difference is that the players in Europe, they train 5-6 times per week and they play one game. And during the season there are no tournaments, almost no tournaments. And here is opposite Canada, they train twice, sometimes older kids 3 times per week, and they play a lot of games. And States, that's totally different level USA, because they train 2 times per week, but they play futsal, they play with girls, boys. They have so many tournaments, maybe 20 tournaments during the year, even during the season. And pre-season, of course. So that's the main difference what I see here.
Yeah, in Vancouver it's the busiest. Saturday, Sundays are busiest days. We have over 100 players on Saturday and also over 100 players on Sunday. Most of our players on Saturdays are girls and Sundays are boys. And the same in Czech Republic. When we started school in Czech Republic, that was also a problem. We had a problem to build the groups on the weekend because either they have one game on Saturday, on Sunday they want to go somewhere, they want to go for a short trip, family trip, and they just wanted to have a day off. We gotta adapt some different model. Pickup games,
shooting practice,
singing classes, dancing classes. Gonna dance like SpongeBob. Yeah, it's enough, no? You should. That's it. Tap. Business. Sasha, we gotta pick up some coffee before the game to survive. 2 liters coffee. Typical American. Too much and too big. She was like, "Are you guys soccer coaches or something?" I was like, "Yeah, the best soccer coaches in the world." She was like, "Oh, too much." We are just watching the tournament now, and there's a lot of girls playing, and girls soccer is very popular here. US and Canada, I think they were the first more successful women's team. Now we have Europe catching up. You can see there's a girl Portugal playing together with the boys. We have a couple of players will be trained behind me playing one club. Few players on this team, they play for FC Dallas. We had another players playing on the other side. We just finished.
Another interesting thing is that no. So on this field right now, they play FC Dallas against FC Dallas. There are multiple teams of FC Dallas, multiple team of Solar's team. So you can basically have your own team under FC Dallas brand.
2-0.
2-0.
3-0.
How are you? Good?
I scored a goal. Man,
I know, we were here.
I had a PK for them.
We were here, I know that. How are you, boys?
Okay.
This is Mark Cubanhouse, the owner of Dallas Mavericks and the billionaire, American billionaire. Just his garage.
We just left the tournament and went home to change, and we're meeting our friend for dinner and to watch one Czech UFC fighter, right? What's his name?
Jiří Procházka.
Jiří Procházka. We're back to the tournament. back to the soccer here in Dallas. What I find is very interesting. So they have so many tournaments during all year. Me growing up was absolutely different because we would train a whole week just for one game on Saturday morning until a certain age, right? In the professional level, it was much different because if we had a game on Saturday night, we would have a practice on Saturday morning. Or if we had a game on Saturday night, we would have a practice on just easy practice on Sunday morning. It's different. In Europe, it's different. Usually, you have more practices than training. Sorry, you have more practices than games, right?
Correct.
Sorry, yeah, correct. But here you have so many games and players switching the teams, and they go somewhere for like how do you call it? That if you like what ticketed
Guest playing.
guest playing, and then they go there and they maybe spend their all afternoon. They play maybe one game, not even one game, right? I think this is a little bit tricky because not games are great, but at the same time you gotta make sure that you have enough good quality trainings during the week, because just the game it's not good. It has to be balanced. So I would prefer until a certain age just good practices, 3-4 practices, good decent practices, and 1 or 2 games, not 3 games and then two practices. As I said, in Canada it's the same. You have only 1 practice per week. 1 practice per week and more practices.
1 game per week.
Yes, 1 game per week. What did I say?
1 practice. One
I'm-
practice per week
I'm
and
already-
4 practices per week.
I'm already thinking about the burger and beer. We're going to sport bar.
So many tournaments, so many games, and they basically play against the same teams the whole year in the league, in the tournaments. Of course, there are some teams from Oklahoma or from Houston, San Antonio, and they travel to Dallas. Then you have national tournaments like Super Copa and Dallas Cup, right? Huge tournaments. But as Libor talked about Europe, we were training much more, and then we had 1, sometimes we had 2 games, but the 1 game was the peak of the
cherry on the
Yeah,
cake.
exactly.
That you were waiting for it all week to play the game. Unless you were bench warmer.
you had to
And you were training all week and then you were sitting on the bench. But that was not my case.
you had to
Just a
earn the
couple of
game.
times.
Yeah, you had to earn the game.
had to
I
earn.
know that they probably want to have more game time for all players, but it's also interesting that FC Dallas has around 3,000 kids in the youth, right? So in Sparta there was 22 players of each age category, and that's
More
it.
competitive.
Yeah.
More competitive. There's only 22 good players who could get in, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
Tom, enough!